Hey guys, this is Mike from BTech Reviews here, and I wanted to share with you a pretty decent deal that Metro by T-Mobile is currently having right now. And it's on a few phones, but the main phone that I want to promote here on this live stream is the Moto Stylus 5G, and this is the 2023 version. I might actually have to edit the title for this video just because um, I failed to put the 2023 on there, but that's okay. So we are going to show you the phone, and we're just going to kind of go over the details of how you can get this phone for only $40 today. And again, we are live, so I'm gonna try to maybe do a few more of these when I see phones on sale, whether it be like on Boost Mobile or Metro by T-Mobile, or Boost Mobile, Metro by T-Mobile, any prepaid carriers that have a decent deal, right? I'm gonna try to share the deals with you guys because I know that a lot of you guys may have older devices from a couple years ago already and may want to upgrade, right? And or you may want to try another service also, and you're a little hesitant, right? So the cool part about these services are you can actually still port your number after having the phone for like a month or two. So let's get this going, guys. So let's go ahead and do the screen share here. So again, this is going to be from Metro by T-Mobile. This is an online deal, but I'm pretty sure you can get it in the store as well. So if you guys look at my the main page here, it says get the Moto Stylus 5G for free, basically. So get it today with instant rebate, pay zero activation fees, add a $40 or higher enough plan, Metro plan. So I'm gonna go ahead and click shop now. So they have actually a few phones on Metro that are a little bit inexpensive, right? But today we are going to go over this phone and the Moto G powers. So let's check it out. So again, I already ordered this phone, so expect an unboxing on my channel or either early next week. I want to say next year already because we're only a few days from the new year already. But basically, you get the phone free with the new numbers. So if you actually bring your number, you actually do have to pay the $300 price that this phone is worth. So again, going back to my statement earlier, you can port your number. Well, in this case, I think you do need a new line, right? But in any case, right, for some people that might not be a problem. Sometimes they just want backup lines or a business line for themselves, right? So this is definitely a good deal. So let's take a look at the Moto Stylus 5G 2023 in its entirety really quick, right? So this one is just the cosmic black color. I'm pretty sure there's maybe one other color variant out there. But in this case, hey, what's up? We got Joys of the San Joaquin Valley in the house. What's up? Thanks again for joining in. Yeah, so on its own, the phone is close to or a little over $300. Which is not too bad. And again, if you guys are just joining in, smash the like button and don't hesitate to hit that QR code for channel donations. Always greatly appreciated. But anyways, let's go ahead and go back here. So again, this phone is the 2023 variant of the Moto Stylus 5G. Let's go ahead and take a look at the specs here really quick, guys. So you do have a 6.6 120 hertz display. So for the display, it's going to be a big size, right? 1080 resolution, right? It's not going to be, I don't believe it's going to be an OLED panel or anything like that. But, a lot of these budget phones screens have gotten a lot better. These IPS quality screens. Comes with a 50 megapixel camera with quad pixel tech, plus an 8 megapixel ultra wide and a macro vision plus depth sensor, 16 megapixel front camera, right? And the cool part about these Moto phones is, especially with my experience on the last phone, is you can actually record front and rear camera at the same time. So let's take a look at the features really quick, guys. So we do have built-in stylus, obviously. You have 29 hours of talk time and standby time, which is I would say a pretty good amount for that specifically. 22 days of standby time, excuse me. You have a fast performance 5G speed. So considering this is T-Mobile, depending on your area, you're going to get 300 to 600 download megs. It's not going to be like, MM-Wave type, but you really don't need that in my opinion. I think MM-Wave is just kind of a gimmick. Of course, if you're a broadcaster, right, and you want to broadcast something live, MM-Wave is going to help, right? But in this case, most people can go live on these older networks and they still are just fine. So hey, what's up? We got Jeremy Dobson in the house. How's it going, guys? Is my screen updating, by the way? Because my screen doesn't look like it's updating. Let me take a look. Are you guys seeing anything on the screen? Let me take a look on my or let me just take a look at my stream really quick, because on Restream it looks exactly the same. So I'm gonna make sure that I'm sharing the correct screen here. You know what? I am not sharing the correct screen. Hold on one second, guys. I clicked on something incorrect and it opened up a new tab. So let's go to cell phones really quick, and then we'll go to the Moto Stylus 5G over here. So I do apologize about that. This entire time I thought I was showing you guys stuff, and I wasn't showing you guys anything actually. Hey, what's up, Jeremy Dobson? Happy early New Year. If I don't talk to you guys before the new year, really appreciate it. So again, guys, if you guys are wanting to try Metro by T-Mobile, I believe now would be your chance. There's a few phones that you can get for free here with just the payment of the actual month itself. So again, the Moto Stylus 5G here. And again, I'm not going to put any links because, you know, I don't get anything out of this. So you guys can go to Metro by T-Mobile website and check that out on your own if you guys are interested in this promotion, right? But anyways, we got a 6.6 inch 120 hertz display, so that'll be actually pretty decent if you guys are into like playing games like Fortnite or Call of Duty, right? You know, you're not going to get those drop frame rates with a 120 hertz display. You have a long battery life, 120 hertz. Let's see, 128 gigs of built-in storage plus macro SD card slot, right? Which, you know, again, I think one of you guys mentioned the other day that these phones are not coming with micro SD card slots anymore. So in this case, you know, I think it would be pretty decent to add maybe at least 256 gigs to a terabyte. I think you can add up to 2 terabytes, right? Has a 5,000 milliamp battery as well, so the battery is going to last you a pretty long time. You know, considering the screen size, of course, it really depends on your on-screen time and your actual usage of the device, right? It does come with Dolby Atmos and stereo speakers, so you're going to get good stereo quality if you guys just decide to play music or video. Great at the speed of your imagination. So I'm going to get this phone, guys, and I'm going to do an unboxing, and you know, I'm going to share my thoughts and opinion on it, right? I'm going to have it for the month, right, as far as it being on the service. So I will do a few live streams on the device, and I will share my thoughts and opinions on this. All right, YouTube shows that I have 3 likes and 3 viewers. All right, hey, that's better than nothing. Currently I see 5 on my end, so who knows, maybe I have a little more. But anyways, let's go back to the device here, guys. So we are just talking about, if you guys are just joining in, smash that like button, and we are talking about the Moto Stylus 5G 2023 for only $40 from Metro by T-Mobile. Again, it comes with a Snapdragon Gen 6 version 1 processor, or I'm sorry, yeah, Gen 6 1 processor. So I really don't know about these new Snapdragon processors. You know, before they would just call them like Snapdragon like A20 or A30 or A35, and now you're seeing, you know, the name change on that. You know, Gen 6, you know, Generation 6 1. Pretty interesting in my opinion. Now, of course, you still get, you know, the stylus capabilities, and you know, that's something that I really didn't touch up on too much when I used the Moto Stylus from last year, the 2022 version. I actually sold that device recently, but again, this one has USB Type-C. This does come with 6 gigs of RAM, by the way, guys. So for those of you, I believe the prior version only had 4 gigs, or excuse me, I think it had 6 gigs actually. So it was actually pretty decent. I'm just going over. It has pretty much a lot of the bands that you would want to see when it comes to 5G. So guys, I don't know, what do you guys think about this phone? And let me ask you guys, would you buy this phone? Like, would you, you know, attempt to switch over to Metro by T-Mobile just to try this device? Like, I think it's a pretty decent deal considering, and of course, if you don't like the phone or you don't like the service, you can just literally not pay it, and you still have a pretty decent Android phone or backup phone that you could use for media, or you can use it for you know, things like watching Netflix or little things like that, guys. You know, people don't underestimate the technology that's in these devices, right? You know, people can use them for their businesses. If you choose not to, you know, you can you know, stop paying the activation or whatever. You can stop paying it, and you can just get a Google Voice number. And if you guys need to, you know, make calls or anything like that, all you need is Wi-Fi. Pretty much that's all you need. You don't have to actually pay your bill to have a phone number, which I think is pretty cool. I think that's pretty awesome that you don't need to be paying a phone. You just need a Wi-Fi connection now, which, you know, if you live in a big city, I think that would be actually pretty good to not really ever have to pay a phone bill, you know, especially because there's Wi-Fi everywhere. You know, of course, if you're traveling and you do need that data connection, but it is what it is. Let's go to the next device, guys, just because there is another phone on, for this deal as well. So you can actually get the Moto G power as well. And then I'll touch up on a few devices. This before we get off here, I don't plan to be streaming that long today, guys, since I do have to go to work in a little bit. I do have to take a shower and head out in a few minutes here. But anyways, the Moto Power or Moto G Power 5G. I've never actually used these devices, but they're not bad looking devices, at least in my opinion. This one pretty much looks like the Moto Stylus 5G 2023. Again, you can get this phone with 0 down, with the new line, right? So of course, new number. The phone is valued at $249, at least from the looks of it. Let's see. Joys of the San Joaquin Valley says, I would try the device if the deal was with Xfinity Mobile. I don't have Xfinity in my area. I live in South Texas, so I don't know exactly how that works exactly. I know it's probably Xfinity is probably owned by whatever company, media company probably, right? But I'm just not into stuff like that, I guess. Or I guess I just don't have access to it. I think I have access to Spectrum Mobile, I think, in my area, because Spectrum is really the place to be when it comes to home internet where I live, at least. So let's just go over the specs on the Moto G Power really quick, guys. We have the 50 megapixel camera. Again, pretty much the same camera setup. You do have about the same battery life, 5,000 milliamp. Dolby Atmos. Let me see if this one has a 120 hertz display. So it says customize your phone with my UX. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, this phone does have a 120 hertz display, 6.5 inches actually. So it's actually smaller than the Moto G Stylus, which is pretty interesting. I thought these Moto G Power phones were pretty big. That's one thing that I really am not a fan of the Moto phones anymore, guys, though, is that they make the phones so big now that it's just, they're not really, for me, they're not very practical, I guess, because, I don't really like to use big phones. And I really think that, especially because, a lot of people get these, cheap Android phones for their kids as well when they are, when they're, first getting them a line, they don't want to give them like a brand new iPhone, because the iPhones, they break them or they drop them. That's $1,200 down the drain. So I think that, if I was a parent, I would be getting my kids something like this, especially because you're not having to pay any money down on the actual phone, and they can still do a good amount of things with the phone, like take good pictures, take decent video, game, light gaming on it, maybe not like, heavy gaming, but, still the same. You can still do that. Let's just read a little more about the specs. Again, 5,000 milliamp battery, obviously no wireless charging. This phone does have a MediaTek processor, which is its MediaTek octa-core CPU. So for those of you who maybe are thinking, well, if they want to get the Stylus or this, I would probably go with the Stylus, just because that one does have a Snapdragon chip, and Snapdragon chips tend to be a little bit better and more efficient. MediaTek, I'm not trying to knock MediaTek. They've been on a lot of lower budget phones over the past couple of years, so I'm not saying anything there. It does have 4 gigs of RAM, right? It just depends on what you want to, as far as usability goes. It is a 5G phone, so you guys are going to get all the nice bands and everything like that. But in any case, this is the other $40 phone that you can get as well. I did want to check out to see if they did have the Samsung S23 FE in stock, because right now it's only $50. So that is actually pretty much a flagship level phone. And we can also look at this phone really quick. So I just want to see what the price of the A54. So if you're looking for a very good mid-ranger device, and you want to, not spend more than $100, I would recommend the A54. I actually had this phone for a better portion of this year. I just recently sold it. I kind of regret selling it, but it is a good device to have. Pretty much it's a well-rounded device, and it is only $50 with the new line. And again, they're discounting you $420. I think this phone is probably retailing at around $399 now, since it's towards the end of the year. So Metro by T-Mobile is still charging $469, but it's still a good device, guys. It pretty much will do everything you need minus wireless charging. It has a beautiful screen. I think that's one of the things that sold me on it, was the AMOLED. The only thing that I kind of gripe about on this phone, it has fast charging. You have the micro SD card slot expansion. You have the triple camera setup, right? The only thing that I really didn't like about it is it felt a little underpowered because it's not using a Snapdragon chip, it's using an Exynos chip. Um, and again, for those of you who want to know what Exynos is like the chips that Samsung makes, I believe, which is an octa-core 1380. So it did feel a little with that chip and the 6 gigs of RAM. I think probably if this phone had 8 gigs of RAM, I think it would have felt a little bit better. But the fact that it only had 6 gigs, it felt a little underpowered at time. It did feel a little stuttery when I would use it from here and there, but for the most part, it was still a decent phone. Like, again, if you're going to just be using it for social media, light video and gaming and stuff like that, it's going to get the job done. It had a very good battery life also. So let's check out this last phone that I want to share, and then we're going to go ahead and head off for into the sunset, at least for today, guys. And hopefully if you guys are available to check out my unboxing of the other phone that I do want to get, which is here of the phone that I'm going to receive is the Moto G Stylus, but this is the phone that I actually maybe consider getting as well, which is the Samsung Galaxy S23 FE, right? So currently, it's mostly going to be in store. It says, oh, this device is currently unavailable online. So for $99, you can get a Samsung Galaxy S23 FE, right? Which, it's going to give you almost Snapdragon, it's going to give you almost flagship level performance, right? Let's just go ahead and look at the specs here. So you do have the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 chip in it, 8 gigs of RAM, right? You're going to have the amazing cameras that that Samsung tends to give. You're going to get an AMOLED display, right? So just like the A54, you're going to get a nice screen. I'm trying to see what's the size. It's a 6.4 inch, so it's a little bit bigger than what I would want it to be also, but you're going to get a very good camera system set up with this as well. And it kind of looks like the the S23. They're kind of trying to make all of their phones look the same now, which I'm not a huge fan of, but it is what it is. So if you can snag this in store for 99 bucks plus the $40 base plan, then I would do that. Really not a bad deal. And then let's check out this last device before I get off here, guys, and then hopefully you guys have a great weekend. Hopefully you guys have a good Saturday. Which is the Motorola Razr 2023, which I would get the purple if they had it. Let's see if they have the black version or the green version, I guess. So no, they don't have the green version either. But yeah, this phone is a flip phone, right? A flip Android phone, and this revised version looks a lot better than the version that came out prior, which that one they kind of try to make it look like the old Motorola Razr, so the screen looked a little weird, but this one is just a flat screen now. So again, this one is $200, right? But if you can find it in store, I would definitely check it out. I'm gonna try to keep an eye out to see if this comes back online through the actual online site, just because I don't like going into stores and trying to get deals in the store, right? It says get one free and keep your number. So new line, bring your number. So if you bring your number, you're only paying $99, which I think is a steal. So to bring your number, or our experts can assist you on the nearest metro by T-Mobile. So you can port your line and get it for less, but if you get a new number, you're only spending $200. And the cool part is, again, if you don't like the phone, after 6 months it'll be unlocked and you can actually sell it to somebody and probably make a good like $400 or $500 off of the device, and you're going to get your money back plus some. So but anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get off here. Again, I hope you guys had a great Christmas holiday and you guys are having a safe and happy new year. I probably will not do any more videos for the rest of this year. We'll see, because I'll be working today and tomorrow, and I'm going to be with family and my girlfriend, right? So we'll see how that goes. But we're gonna have fun and bring in the new year safe. And again, I hope you guys all are safe and you enjoy your time with your family and your friends. God bless. I hope you guys enjoy. And again, keep an eye out for the unboxing of the Moto Stylus 5G 2023, right? I'm gonna get that early this coming week. I haven't gotten any notifications about the phone yet, but if I get it before the new year, I might do the unboxing before the new year, guys. So we'll see how that goes. But anyways, guys, have a great day. Thanks again for coming.